Alrighty, guys, we gotta talk because over the years, Apple has quietly built one of the most interesting limited collections in Apple Watch history. I'm talking about the Unity bands. And if you've been rocking with the channel for a minute now, you already know I don't just throw bands on and call it a day. I study them. Literally, I compare them. I overanalyze them. And some of these Unity releases are super clean, and some of them are low-key slept on. And with some of them, I'm not gonna lie, they almost had the formula right, but just didn't fully execute. So today, we're doing something I've been wanting to do for a while. We're ranking every single Unity band from 2021 to 2026, especially considering that Black History Month is about to conclude. So, from here, we're just going to go based off of visual impact and which one I actually think delivered the strongest Unity statement. There's been a lot of crowd pleasers. There's been some that are kind of lackluster, but each of these Unity bands is very unique. So, trust me, the order that I choose might surprise you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, now before we jump into my top 6, I gotta say this. Every single Unity band is unique in its own way, okay? Apple doesn't drop these casually. There's thought behind the colors, the textures, and especially the symbolism. And honestly, none of these are bad bands. This ranking is just based on my criteria, which is visual impact and how complete the Unity message feels in the execution. And also watch face is also factored into my rating. So if your list looks different, that's completely fair. Drop your ranking down in the comment section below. I actually want to see where everyone stands on this. I have all 6 that have been ever released, so I figured this would be a fun video to do. Alright, so now let's start. So coming in last place, coming in at number 6, my least favorite of the Unity collection, we have the original 2021 Unity Sport Band. Now before you throw your tomatoes, just hold on, just give me 1 second. Let's be clear, this band is very important. This is where it all started. It was one of the first times Apple incorporated multi-Pan-African colors directly into a sport band. And at the time, that was a big deal because no other band really did this. The abstract striping across the black base was super clean and it was very intentional. And it introduced the phrase power, truth, and solidarity laser etched on the underside of the black stainless steel pin. That detail was super cool for the time. But here's where I'm going to be honest. Visually, it just doesn't have enough pop. The design is abstract, yes, but compared to what came after, it feels a little reserved. I almost wish they had pushed it just a bit further. Maybe they should have even introduced some yellow into the mix to add more dimension and energy, but still, Apple, until this point, all of their sport bands consisted of a singular color. So it was really cool to see a sport band that featured more than one color. It's not a bad band, it's not even close to being a bad band. But when you stick it against the rest of the Unity lineup, it feels like the foundation, not the finished evolution. And that's why it lands at number 6. Alright, now coming up next, coming in at number 5, we have the 2022 Black Unity Braided Solo Loop. And this one's pretty interesting because at first glance, it looks like a regular black braided solo loop. If you're more than a few feet away, most people wouldn't even realize it's a Unity band. But here's the thing. When you get up close, that's when you start noticing the tiny flakes woven throughout the band. They're little specks of red, green, and yellow subtly interwoven into the black base. And I will give Apple credit here. The execution is pretty clean. It's really stealthy, and it pairs incredibly well with any black casing, especially the black Ultra 2 and 3. It's almost like it disappears into the watch itself, and even with lighter casings, those tiny colored flakes create a nice contrast that makes the band feel a little more playful. But here's the thing, it's subtle. Maybe a little too subtle. Compared to the rest of the Unity collection, this one whispers instead of speaks. The symbolism is definitely there, but you really have to look for it. I mean, realistically, if you were just to wear this, not everyone would know right away that this is a Unity band meant to represent the coming together of people. The symbolism is important for these bands, but it's not so apparent here. And when we're talking about visual impact and completeness of a statement, that restraint is what keeps it at number 5. It's a clean band, don't get me wrong, just not bold enough to climb higher. Alright, coming in at number 4, we have the 2026 Unity Connection Braided Solo Loop, the one that was literally released this year and the one that I just recently reviewed. So make sure to click the card at the top right if you haven't seen my full review yet. Now, visually, this band is very strong. It's very blaring. It introduces a much more layered design compared to earlier Unity releases. Instead of simple striping or subtle flakes, you get this interwoven depth of greens and reds over a black base that creates real texture and dimension. And the color variation here is very impressive. You've got deep greens, pine greens, even lighter lemon tones. On the red side, you'll see everything from crimson to deeper blood reds woven throughout the band. And if you look closely, there are subtle black splotches layered into the colored sections, adding even more dimension. But it does so in a textured way rather than a graphic way. However, this is where it loses a few points for me, and this is important. While the design is layered and technically impressive, it did not release with a dedicated Unity watch face. I know it's a big bummer. And when we're talking about completeness of statement, ecosystem does matter. Band and watch face synergy elevate a release. Without that pairing, it feels slightly less ceremonial than some of the others. It's still a strong band. It's visually rich, textured, and very mature. But within this lineup, there are cooler executions that push the concept even further. And that's why it lands at number 4. Alright, at number 3, we have the 2025 Unity Sport Loop. This is where Apple leaned heavily into concept. The surface looks abstract at first, but the deeper you look, the more intentional it becomes. The black sections aren't just there for show and are definitely not just silly little patterns. They create negative space that spells out unity across the band. That level of design detail matters. Then there's the color interplay. The red and green sections blend in certain areas in a way that creates an illusion of yellow when the band is in motion. There's no actual yellow threads though, but your eye perceives them as yellow. It's really subtle and happens sparingly, but it's a powerful statement. And those two bright side streaks, green on one side, red on the other, act almost like rails, like guardrails, guiding the eye across the abstraction and keeping the design cohesive and very structured. This band feels alive. It shifts depending on angle and lighting. It's expressive without being overwhelming. But compared to the top 2, which deliver an even stronger sense of cohesion and message, this one lands at number 3. It's a really smart design and a strong execution. I just feel like the top 2 edged out even further. Alright, so now our runner-up, coming in at number 2. In my opinion, I have the 2023 Unity Rhythm Sport Loop in this spot. This band feels very alive to me. The horizontal striping across the surface alternates between green, red, and black in a way that almost resembles laddered layers. But it's not random striping. It feels rhythmic. It feels structured and very intentional. The name Rhythm fits perfectly for this band. Depending on the angle and the lighting, the band definitely shifts visually. It's almost like a chameleon. Sometimes it reads more green on black. Other times it reads more red on black, and then other times it looks almost entirely black and yellow. And in certain lighting conditions, those sections blend in a way that briefly gives off that yellow effect, even though yellow isn't directly dominating the design. It's kind of like it moves with you. That dynamic quality is what really elevates it in my opinion. This release feels more artistically mature. The color transitions are extremely smooth, and the execution is very controlled. It doesn't rely on loud symbolism. It conveys movement and unity through flow. So why isn't this one number 1? Well, that's because it's visually dynamic and conceptually refined, but there's one release in this lineup that delivers a stronger emotional and symbolic punch. Make no mistakes though, this is one of the most beautifully executed Unity bands Apple has released to date. And now, coming at number 1, I have the 2024 Unity Bloom Sport Band. This one just 100% hits different. Starting with the details, the space black stainless steel pin alone sets it apart. That's because it's etched into one of 4 unique designs, each featuring the same 3 words first introduced back in 2021: power, truth, solidarity. But this time it carries a collector element. You're not just buying a band, you're getting one of 4 variations with that special design etched in straight into the pin. Again, there's one of 4 different designs, and that exclusivity adds value. It adds a lot of intention and it feels very thoughtful. But then there's the band itself. For the first time in the Unity lineup, yellow is fully embraced, not as a stripe and not as an optical illusion, but as a part of beautiful abstract floral patterns layered throughout the design. It blends with different shades of green, from light tones to deeper pine greens, alongside crimsons and bright reds. The color depth feels alive, it feels celebratory. And what truly elevates this release is the matching bloom watch face. You get to choose from 2 modes. There's single bloom or full bloom. And when you choose full bloom, every time you raise your wrist, the floral arrangement randomizes. It's different patterns every time. Yellows, greens, oranges, purples, constantly shifting. It never looks the same twice. That synergy, band and watch face working together so cohesively, makes this release feel very complete. But beyond the design, beyond the colors, and beyond the collector detail, it's the message that truly resonates with me. Bloom is about growth. It's about the idea that no matter where you are in life, you can still evolve. You can still find new purpose in life. Just like flowers bloom in the spring, we can bloom in different phases of our lives as well, no matter the age. Sometimes it takes time, and other times it takes deep reflection. But growth is always possible and always on the table. Unity Bloom doesn't just look good on the wrist, it reminds you of something special. And that combination of visual impact, ecosystem integration with the watch face, symbolism, and emotional message is what makes it, in my opinion, the strongest Unity release Apple has made thus far. That's why it takes the #1 spot. And that right there is my official ranking of every Unity band from 2021 to 2026. We have 6 releases so far, and I'm excited to see the future iterations. Now listen, I already know some of y'all are going to disagree with me, and that's totally fine. Some of you are going to defend the very first Unity Sport Band like it's your child, and I respect that. That's what makes this community so fun. But based on visual impact and which release felt the most complete, from design to detail to message, Unity Bloom takes it home for me. But I do want to hear you guys' opinion. Drop your full ranking down below in the comments section. All 6, or if you just happen to have a favorite that you remember, definitely let us know in the comments section. And if you're not already in the Discord, that's where these debates really happen. We've got bandaholics and band lovers in there posting wrist shots, comparing collections, and breaking down releases year after year. The link is down in the description. Just come and join the family. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to hit that like button. It helps the channel more than you think. And if you're new here, and if you care about Apple Watch bands the way we do, you already know what to do. So that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. I have a lot of great content coming up, and there's an important Apple event coming up very soon. So rest assured, I'll be covering all of that. All right, guys, clocking out, but I'm excited to see you all in the next one.